Hi everybody, it's Kelly from Let's Get Clacking, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to make a low-cost tray mold. Tray molds are typically very expensive because the amount of silicone that you need to make a tray mold is quite a lot. And as silicone is not the cheapest thing out there, the costs pile up and it makes a mold that you think would be 400 Rand ends up being, 600-700 Rand. But of course with most molds, you are able to make your own at a fraction of the cost. What you'll need for this tutorial, if you want to replicate the same or similar results, is some putty silicone. This is a 2-part silicone that you can get from Smooth On. I'm using the Equinox 40. It's a slow set silicone, so it has a pot life of 30 minutes, which means it has 30 minutes in which you can use it, and a cure time of about 5 hours. You get a medium and a fast putty silicone. However, for me, I'm a bit slow sometimes, and even the medium one has a pot life of about 10 or 15 minutes and a cure time of about an hour or two, I think. And the fast has a pot life of 1 minute and a cure time of about 30 minutes. So you can use those ones, but for someone like me who prefers to take their time and work on things a little bit slower, get things a little bit right, I prefer the slow set silicone. Silicone putty can be quite expensive. This is a 900 gram pack. It was around 700 Rand excluding shipping. Coupled with the fact that it has a very short shelf life, it's not necessarily something that you want to buy in bulk or even in these quantities. This is the smallest quantity that you can buy from the supplier, so it's not necessarily the type of thing that anybody would want to shell out on, especially if you're only looking at making one mold. As a result of this, I've decided to put together some smaller packs. So this is a 100 plus a 100 gram pack of silicone putty, and you'd be able to then mix them together to create a 200 gram amount, because this way you're able to buy smaller quantities and you don't have to worry about wasting the entire product. It'll be unusable within a few months, and most of us won't even need nearly that amount of putty to make our tray molds, so you'll be able to get these through my shop. I'll also be putting together a combo deal where you can buy the silicone putty as well as a silicone mat to make your tray mold, and I'll be sharing a discount code for the first 5 buyers. The next thing you'll need is a silicone mat. If you don't have a silicone mat, you can also use a piece of plastic. It'll give you similar results. I like to use these mats because they are gloss on the one side. They're a baking mat, so it's quite a large mat itself, but on the other side it's glossy. So if you wanted to have a mold with a nice glossy underside, then you can use these mats. They also come in various sizes. This one is about 40 by 30. This one is significantly larger at 45 by 65. So let's get clacking. All right, so we're going to start with our 200 gram pack and we're going to get mixing. I don't want to mess the mat up prematurely, so I'm just going to put it to the side. This is a 1-to-1 mixing silicone, so you don't need to worry about measuring anything else, as I've done all the measuring for you. And of course I like to use gloves because the stuff, as you can see, is quite oily, so it's better to use gloves. Okay, this is mixed really well now. As you can see, it doesn't have any lines, which is not what you want, and we can actually get started with using it. I'm going to put half of it to the side, just because I want to work with small sections at a time, maybe a little bit more. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to create a long line, stick it down to the mat, and then what we can do is we can kind of shape it a little bit. once you've got the basic shape of the edge that you want, you just want to make sure that you do what I did now, which was smoothing it out a little bit. Bearing in mind that all of the detail that you have on this side will transfer into your resin cast. So when you make the actual tray, you will have, if you have, you know, lots of wrinkles and things like that on the inside, you will see those wrinkles on the edge of your tray. If you are planning on sanding your tray and maybe gilding it with some gilding paint or some flakes or some whatever, then it won't really matter too much. But if you want to have a clear edge, then it will matter. As always, I have some handy alcohol swabs so that when I make mistakes like that or messes like that or that or that, I can just clean them up. Those ones I'm not really worried about, but this one I am. I apologize for losing the end of that video over there. I can guarantee you that I just completed the same steps as what I did for the rest of the tray mold, and just waited a few hours for it to dry. So thank you very much for joining on this journey to create our tray mold. As you can see, it's fully cured and it's stuck to the mat. And if you look after it, you'll pretty much have a mold for a very, very long time. And you can treat it just like any other mold that you have. Keep it flat, keep it clean, be gentle with it. It should last you a very long time. And of course, once you're using resin in your mold, you'll need some handles, which you can get at a variety of places. You can get them at your local building shop. I mean, they're just cupboard handles, essentially. And you can either plop them into the resin while the resin's completely wet, or you can put them into the resin when the resin has set a little bit and it's a little bit in a gel-like state. Almost any handles that you can get will more than likely work perfectly fine for your tray molds, and it's a lot of fun to use them. I'll probably do some videos in the future of where I'm using my tray mold. I don't have any resin at the moment, so unfortunately I can't show you that. If you do use this method, please tag me in your post, whether you post it to Instagram, Facebook, anywhere. I would really love to see what everybody creates. If you enjoyed my video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you like my content and you're not already subscribed, consider hitting that subscribe button to see more of the content that I produce in the future. You can subscribe on this side, and on this side, YouTube will show you my latest video, and just underneath that is something that YouTube thinks that you'll enjoy. Have a wonderful day, everybody, and please remember, be kind to somebody today. See you next time!